My name is Katja and I love wine. And today, let's talk about Riesling. Let's discover who she is, where she comes from, what's she like, and finally, what foods match her personality best. Riesling is a white grape variety, but she's truly a chameleon. She can really change. You know, she can be sweet, she can be off dry, and she can be completely dry. So that's quite fascinating, you know. Riesling is also super low in alcohol. Really nice 8 to 9% of alcohol there, which is super light. You know, it's kind of like floating on your palate, and I think that's great news. So you can already start sipping your Rieslings during breakfast. Hashtag no shame. Like many grape varieties, Riesling is a grape variety that adores cool climates. These cool climates, they really allow her acidity to stand out. And it's a grape variety that actually does mind oak. Oak just really kind of like messes up with its acidity and really mutes its sparkle. Yeah. Where does she come from? Well, you guys, all compasses are really pointing to Germany, and right now Riesling in Germany is the most planted grape variety. The paradise of Riesling is considered to be a region Mosel, although you can also find it in many other parts of Germany, like Rheinhessen or Rheingau, or Baden, I guess. What else do we have there? Yeah, I guess that's all.
No, that is not all. How could you forget? There is also our Franken-Nach APFALZ, to name a few.
One of the reasons why Mosel is considered to be such a paradise is, of course, because of its climate. Northerly climate, like in the Mosel River, is really great to support Riesling's acidity. And also, there's this very special soil type in the Mosel River, a slate soil, schist and slate soil, and these types of soils are really serve as a great home for the roots of Riesling. They really nurture the vines or the roots of the Riesling so that in the end it can produce very healthy and nice berries. This is where you find the most expensive white wine in the world. That's right. The most expensive white wine in the world is Riesling from the Mosel.
Oh, wow.
It is a Schatzhofberger Trockenbeerenauslese Riesling from Egon Müller. One take. I mean, come on, this is pretty. Actually, what they do is they raise the price of the wine for $1 every time somebody pronounces the name of the wine wrong, and that's how they end up with the final price. No. Come on, you guys. It's actually a very cool wine. It is a sweet wine. During the harvest, the grapes go through a meticulous selection. So only the people who know what they're doing are allowed to touch the grape. You have to really pick the best berries, or the berries that are most suitable for the wine. And also on top of that, you cannot get this wine, this Trockenbeerenauslese quality of the wine, any year you want. It really can be tricky. But trust me, this is probably the wine that has a better aging potential than most of us. Can age for a really long time. Alsace is also a home to some terrific Rieslings, and Australia is really stepping up its game when it comes to Rieslings. You know, think of like Clare Valley and Margaret River. This is where you can find some pretty cool examples of Riesling. I mean, I'm getting thirsty. Riesling even grows in New York. I'm not kidding you. Really, there's the place in New York which is called Finger Lakes. People are just raving about it. You know, they say that this is one of the best. This is one of that this place has a really great potential and produces, some great Rieslings. Remember that. Well, Riesling is really a sheer beauty. She kind of flickers and dances on your palate and gives you this wow effect. And she's vivacious, she's playful, adds you this joy and almost like this electricity on your palate. And once a German winemaker said about Riesling. I'm not sure what exact quote was, but it kind of sounded like this. Riesling to me is like a big orchestra playing very, very slowly. Isn't that beautiful? Depending on the style, of course, it can taste differently. But to me, when I think of Riesling, the first thing that really comes to mind is these kind of all aromas of stone fruits jumping out of my glass. You know, I'm having apricots and peaches and nectarines. It's just this wonderful fruity nut touch. You know, this ripe pear is there, apples. With age, Riesling is going to kind of surprise you with those tertiary aromas. Remember the aromas that develop in the bottle, and it's going to have this lovely kind of smokiness to it that many people call minerality. And just like each grape variety, Riesling too has its signature funky aroma, and it's petrol or benzene. And to me, I also think that I find very often in the Rieslings the aroma of nail polish remover. And you guys, if you're having those sweet Rieslings, this is gonna be really nice because they will be more like confiture feeling in your mouth. So also dried fruit. So think of like dried pineapple or dried apricots. I also love Riesling because they have this very distinct honey note as well as orchard blossom. Did I already tell you that it's my favorite grape variety? White grape variety. Let's break it down into dry Rieslings and slightly off-dry or sweet Rieslings. So if we think dried Riesling, the simplest thing is just roasted vegetables. You know, think of those, any roasted vegetables really, like a ratatouille, if you will. You know, and I think that the lightweightness of the vegetables is going to accompany the floatiness of our Riesling really well. White asparagus with a light tender fish and a light creamy sauce. It's going to match our Riesling perfectly. Nice schnitzel with a lemon zest, kind of like with a squeeze of lemon on top of it, and then you can choose. You either go with potato salad or Kartoffelsalat, or you can go with sauerkraut or sour cabbage. It is spectacular. Oh, so good, so good. Or should I say, sehr gut. If we have a sweet Riesling in front of us, whoa, well, Asian cuisine, hello, absolutely. Like a Thai salad, Thai shrimp salad, wow, super nice. So if you think dishes with curry, I'm thinking khom curry with tofu. And so the sweetness of the Riesling is going to really nicely tune down the spiciness so that the burning sensation is going to be less dominant on your palate. And really one thing for you to never ever forget. If you have a sweet dish in front of you, you're always looking for a wine that is slightly more sweet. Dry wine with a sweet dish, yeah, it almost never works. But the good thing is, you can finally get those sweet wines going. And Riesling is a great example of that. So, lemon cheesecake. This is going to be a perfection with Riesling. And how about all kinds of sweet tart, French pies, rhubarb tart, or apricot tart, or lemon tart?
Wow.
One of the most underestimated grape varieties, honestly. Okay, shall we do a little summary? Let's do it. Why not? Riesling, white grape variety. The paradise is considered to be the Mosel region, wine region in Germany. This is a grape variety with low level of alcohol, 8 to 9%, very floaty, very kind of sparkly. Comes in a variety of styles, from dry to off-dry to super sweet. Has a wonderful profile of, on one hand, very nice stone fruits like peaches, apricots, nectarines, and a little bit of pear, and apples are there. A signature funky note of Riesling is petrol. So, and I mean, how many foods do we pair it with? If you have a sweet example in front of you, think of either Asian cuisine or Thai cuisine, Indian cuisine, or think of sweet dishes. And for the dry examples, go with the schnitzel, or if you're a vegetarian, enjoy white asparagus, or simply roasted vegetables. Well, that was fun. Alright, you guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'm going to see you next week for more wine. Oh